The wind howls across the empty highlands as if warning of what is coming. A single name echoes through the mist, Jamie Fraser, and with it rises a fear no enemy has ever caused. Something is shifting in time, something powerful enough to reshape his fate. And nothing will ever be the same again. The sky above the highlands grows darker, as if the heavens themselves are preparing for trouble. The land is silent, holding its breath. For years, Jamie Fraser has survived war, loss, and the weight of destiny. But this silence feels different. It feels like the world is stepping back, clearing space for a new kind of danger. Jaime walks across the moors with a calm face, yet something inside him senses the change. It begins like a whisper, a strange force moving through the air, brushing against him like cold fingertips. He pauses, knowing this is not the wind. It is something deeper, something that does not belong to his time. Claire has felt this same shift. She sits alone in her surgery, hands still, heart uneasy. It is not sickness or fear, it is a pull. A warning that rises from the place where time folds and bends. She remembers moments when fate has tried to tear them apart, moments when history itself tried to claim them. But this feels stronger. This feels like a message, and not a gentle one. She closes her eyes and sees a flash, Jaime standing in a field of smoke, reaching for something she cannot yet understand. She tries to look deeper, but the image breaks apart, slipping away like water through her fingers. Far from them, in a quiet room filled with dust and old memories, Brianna opens a folded piece of paper she found hidden inside a worn book. The handwriting is unfamiliar, yet the message is unsettling. It speaks of a man marked by time, a man whose choices will soon open a door that should never be opened. Her heart beats faster as she realizes who the words describe. She runs her finger across the final line, which warns of a moment where one decision will change the course of everything. Brianna feels a fear she cannot explain. She knows Jaime is strong, but she also knows time does not fight fair. Back in the highlands, Jaime senses eyes on him, though he stands alone. He turns, expecting a soldier or hunter, but sees nothing. Still, the feeling lingers, a presence hidden in the shadows, waiting. He takes a deep breath, trying to shake the unease, but the air feels heavy, as if carrying secrets. Jaime has never believed in fear. He has faced death more times than most men have drawn breath. Yet this moment feels unfamiliar. He feels watched not by an enemy, but by fate itself. A distant echo rolls through the mountains, not thunder, not wind, something else. Something that bends the quiet in a way nature never has. Jaime feels it strike through him, sharp and electric, like the moment before a storm. He knows this is the beginning. He does not know what waits for him, but he knows it will not be simple. Time has reached for him before, pulling at his life, demanding something from him. Now it comes again with greater force. Claire rises from her chair, breath uneven. She whispers his name, afraid of what the silence might answer. Brianna holds the letter with trembling hands, knowing she must decide quickly what to do. And Jaime stands alone in the growing storm, unaware that every step he takes now leads him closer to a truth that will shake the very ground beneath him. Something old is waking, something that has been waiting for Jamie Fraser. And fate, once again, is ready to rewrite his story. Claire moves through the house with a growing sense of urgency, her footsteps soft yet restless. Every corner feels charged, as if the air itself remembers something she has not yet learned. She tries to busy her hands with small tasks, but her mind refuses to quiet. The strange vision from earlier keeps returning, a broken flash of Jaime surrounded by smoke, reaching for something she still cannot see. The more she thinks of it, the more the unease inside her grows like a rising tide. She knows these signs. Time is whispering again, and whispers from time are never harmless. She finally sits at her desk where old journals and notes lie scattered. Pages filled with observations about time travel, strange events, and patterns she once tried to understand. She flips through them, hoping for something familiar, something that might help her understand what is coming. But nothing fits. Every theory she once trusted feels too small, too simple for the force she now senses. It is not a ripple in time. It is a pull. A strong, steady pull towards something or someone trying to touch their world. Far away, Brianna hurries across the settlement, holding the mysterious letter tightly against her chest. She barely notices the passing voices calling her name. Her thoughts are racing faster than her steps. The letter's ink feels old, but the words feel alive, almost pulsing with warning. She thinks of all the times her family has been split by history, scattered by time's strange rules. This warning feels different, clearer, almost intentional, as if meant specifically for them. When she reaches the old workshop, she closes the door behind her and spreads the letter out on the table, letting the lamplight reveal every uneven stroke of the handwriting. One sentence stands out like a heartbeat. The man of the burning heart must choose between the life he knows and the truth that waits beyond the veil. Brianna reads it again and again. She knows exactly who the man of the burning heart is. Her father, Jamie Fraser. The man who fights fate with a kind of courage most people never see in their lifetimes. But this message is not about a battle or a war. It is about a choice. And choices connected to time always bring consequences. Ian appears in the doorway without knocking, the quiet look on his face telling her he already senses the tension. She shows him the letter, watching his expression tighten. Ian has always trusted his instincts, and right now, those instincts are shouting. He places his hand on the table, leaning closer to read the words. When he finally looks up, his eyes hold a seriousness Brianna rarely sees. He tells her the land has been restless for days, the animals uneasy, the forests echoing with sounds he has never heard before. He believes the old stories, the ones that say fate comes with signs long before it arrives. This letter, he says, is one of those signs. Meanwhile, Jamie stands at the edge of the forest, feeling the strange force deepen around him. It is no longer just a whisper. It is a presence. He lifts his hand instinctively, as if expecting to feel something solid in the air. Nothing touches him, yet his skin tingles with cold. His heart beats heavier, sharper, as if reacting to something far beyond physical danger. He cannot see anything unusual, but every instinct he has learned from years of war tells him he is not alone. Then the wind changes. It carries a sound soft, distant, almost like a breath. Not human, not natural, but familiar in a way Jamie cannot explain. The memory of standing near the stones, a crenad then flashes through him, the same humming, the same cold rush that bends the air around him. But this is not near the stones. This is miles away from any place where time opens. Yet the feeling is unmistakable. Time is moving. Time is reaching. Claire suddenly stops flipping through her notes, freezing as she feels a pull inside her chest, a sensation she only feels when Jamie is in danger. The room seems to tilt for a moment. She presses a hand to her heart, whispering his name under her breath. Fearing the silence that follows, Brianna and Ian exchange a tense look. They both know what must happen next. They must find Jamie before the force reaching for him grows stronger. Before fate decides for him. And out there in the growing shadows, Jamie takes one slow breath as the world around him shifts. He doesn't know what is coming. But he knows one thing with absolute certainty: this is only the beginning. Jamie moves deeper into the woods, each step carrying him into a silence too heavy to be natural. The trees stand still as statues, their branches unmoving even though the wind should be shaking them. He feels watched, not with the eyes of a man, but with something older and colder. The strange pull inside him grows stronger, guiding him toward a place he does not recognize. The path narrows, and for a moment he wonders if he is even choosing his steps or if something is choosing them for him. A flicker catches his eye, a faint glimmer of light between the trees. It vanishes before he can focus on it, leaving only the memory of something that should not exist in this world. Jamie's breath deepens. He has seen impossible things before, but nothing like this strange glow. He tries to shake off the fear rising inside him, reminding himself of battles he has survived. But this is different. Men can be fought. Swords can be blocked. But how does one fight something that bends the very air around him? Back at the house, Claire pushes away her journals and stands abruptly. The sudden force pulling at her chest grows stronger, demanding her attention. She has felt danger near Jamie many times, but this feels almost like a message urgent, undeniable. She grabs her shawl and steps outside, feeling the cold hit her skin like a warning. Every instinct inside her screams that Jamie is in the middle of something he cannot see, something he cannot escape alone. The sky is darker now, clouds folding over each other as if hiding something behind them. She begins walking toward the woods, driven by a fear she cannot explain. Each step feels guided, as if her body knows where to go even if her mind does not. She whispers a quiet plea into the wind, hoping it reaches him somehow. The path ahead seems to darken with every breath she takes, and the air grows colder with each passing second. She knows she is getting closer to whatever force is at work. And she also knows she must reach Jamie before time makes its next move. Brianna and Ian are already on horseback, racing through the settlement. Brianna holds the letter tight, her knuckles white. She reads the words again, letting their warning sink deeper. The letter speaks of a moment when the threads of time will tighten around the one who carries the fire. She knows that fire. She has seen it in Jamie's strength, in his stubborn courage, in the way he stands against enemies with nothing but his will. But courage cannot protect him from a force that has no face, no hands, and no rules. Ian urges the horse forward, trusting the land to guide him. He feels the same strange pull that Claire feels, though he cannot name it. He knows only that Jamie is walking towards something he should not be facing alone. Ian has always believed that spirits walk with them, watching, guiding, but he has never felt a spirit like this. It is hungry, searching, calling for Jamie by name. Deeper in the woods, Jamie reaches a clearing. The moment he steps into it, the air changes. The forest behind him fades into a dull blur, as if the world itself is being pushed away. The clearing is silent to silent. No birds, no wind, not even the sound of his own footsteps once he stops. It feels like the inside of a held breath. Jamie's heart beats harder, echoing through his chest like a drum calling toward something unseen. Then it appears, not a person, not a creature, shape. A shadow darker than the night around it, standing at the far end of the clearing. It does not move, yet Jamie feels its attention pierce through him. The shadow stretches taller for a moment, as if rising to meet him. Jamie's hand goes to his knife, though he knows a blade may do little against something without form. The shadow shifts, almost bending the light around it. Then a voice reaches him, not a human voice, not spoken, but felt deep inside him. It carries his name. Not shouted, not whispered, but spoken as if it has known him forever. Jamie's breath catches. The force inside him tugs stronger, pulling him one step forward. He fights it, planting his feet firmly on the ground. No, he mutters under his breath, refusing to be dragged like prey. But the presence does not fade. It grows stronger, spreading through the clearing, wrapping around him like cold smoke. Not far behind him, Claire breaks through the tree line and stops. She sees the clearing glowing faintly, as if holding another world inside it. Her heart races. She calls Jamie's name, but her voice does not reach him. The clearing swallows her words like they never existed. Brianna and Ian are still on the path, feeling the shift in the air as the woods around them bend toward the same center point. Each second feels like they are running out of time. Jamie stands unmoving, facing the shadow that knows his name. And in that moment, he realizes something terrifying. This is not just a warning. This is an invitation. Jamie remained rooted in place, staring at the dark shape standing across the clearing. The air around him grows heavy, almost thick, as if time itself is pressing against his skin. The presence does not step forward, yet every second makes it feel closer. Jamie's heartbeat slows, not from calm, but from a strange pull trying to steady him, trying to draw him into its rhythm. He grips the hilt of his knife harder, though a part of him knows it is useless. The danger he faces now cannot be cut down by steel. The shadow flickers, and for the first time, Jamie sees something inside it. A faint glimmer, something like a spark, a memory, or a piece of someone who once lived. The moment he sees it, the force surges stronger. Images flash through his mind, images that are not his. A distant battlefield he has never stepped on. A woman's voice he has never heard. A place with standing stones arranged in a circle and like Cranadun. He gasps as the visions strike him one after another, each one feeling like a moment stolen from someone else's life. He stumbles back, fighting the pressure building in his chest. Then the shadow speaks again, not with sound, but with thought. It tells him that time is twisting, that a path he was never meant to walk is opening beneath his feet, that the past he knows and the future he hopes for cannot exist together. The voice promises clarity, truth, answers, but only if he steps forward, only if he chooses to let go of the world he stands in. Jaime shakes his head, refusing to be tempted, refusing to let something unknown guide his fate. But the pull grows stronger, wrapping around him like invisible chains. Clare reaches the edge of the clearing, breathless and shaking. She tries to move forward but stops abruptly as her foot crosses an invisible boundary. The air becomes thick and sharp, pushing her back. Panic fills her chest when she sees Jaime standing motionless, his eyes locked on something she cannot see clearly. She calls his name again, her voice cracking, but the sound bends away, swallowed by the strange energy inside the clearing. She tries again, louder, her hands trembling. But it is as if her words vanish before they ever reach him. She watches him raise a hand slightly, not in defense, but as if responding to something calling him forward. Fear grips her. She knows that gesture. She has seen it before at the stones, at the edge of time, in all the moments where destiny tried to pull him away from her. She steps back, takes a deep breath, and pushes forward again, this time with more force. The air resists her, burning against her skin, but she keeps fighting the pressure. She cannot let Jaime face this alone. Not now. Not ever. Meanwhile, Brianna and Ian arrive at the clearing's edge through a different path. Both horses rear slightly uneasy, sensing the unnatural force filling the air. Brianna's eyes widen as she sees her father standing in the middle of the glowing space, facing something she cannot fully understand. She tries to move forward, but Ian grabs her arm, warning her that rushing blindly could make things worse. But Brianna shakes free, her voice tight with fear. She refuses to stand back when her family is in danger. Jaime tries to speak, to push his voice past the weight pressing on him, but the words barely leave his throat. The shadow inside the clearing shifts again, revealing a faint outline of shape almost resembling a person. A figure blurred by time, glowing faintly, its edges rippling like water. The force around Jaime tightens, pushing him toward the apparition. The presence shows him flashes Claire's face, Brianna's worried eyes. Ian's silent loyalty then shows another image that stops his breath, a future without him in it. The message is clear. The future is changing. One path keeps him with his family. The other leads him to a truth powerful enough to alter everything, but at the cost of stepping away from the life he knows. The choice is his. His fate will shift depending on the direction he moves. Jaime clenches his fists, refusing to be manipulated. He shouts into the air, demanding the presence reveal itself. The clearing trembles. The shadow rises higher, its voice becoming sharper, deeper, echoing through his bones. It tells him that time has waited long enough. It demands his choice now. One step forward or one step back. Life as he knows it or a destiny far beyond the reach of the world he loves. Claire finally breaks through the invisible barrier with a desperate surge of strength, stumbling into the clearing. She reaches for Jaime's arm, grabbing him just before he takes a step. Her touch snaps him back, grounding him in the world he belongs to. Yet the shadow does not fade. Instead, it grows brighter, angrier, the ground beneath them humming with rising force. Ian and Brianna prepare to rush in. But the energy around the clearing cracks like lightning, keeping them frozen at the edge. Jaime looks at Claire, then at the shadow. Knowing he must choose now, the clearing glows brighter. The air shakes. Time waits breathless. Jaime takes a step, and everything explodes into blinding light.